Children's Health Day. From my own experience working in the medical field, I can tell you in my line of work, we don't treat children because our medical facility is not specifically designed for children. But we turn enough people away because of their inability to pay, including some very fragile old folks and retirees without adequate medical insurance, or for that matter, sometimes they even have insurance and the procedures just aren't covered. And of course, you know, the doctors aren't willing to work on a charity basis because if it just amounted to a few cases, that would be one thing. But the problem has become so overwhelming at this point that single individuals simply, because they could alleviate these problems as individuals, are no longer willing to do so, because that would just basically give a plus to the present system. In other words, you have to be somehow compensated for your work, and but you can't do charity without adequate backing from government agencies, because the burden on the individual is then just too great. And so, you know, it needs to be spread out. And I can just tell you, in our where I work, in our facility, people are turned away on a daily basis, even though their medical problems are very serious. And as a consequence of that, you know, not immediately, because I don't work in emergency situations or anything like that, but eventually down the line, because of the inadequate care that they're getting now, as a result of that, many of these people will eventually die because they are not getting the adequate care now. And you know, for Bush to say Children's Health Day, you know, it's just simply ludicrous. And you know, of course, this is also coming from the same person who is saying, oh no, we don't torture people. The US government does not torture people. Although his own attorney general and people in the Justice Department, as you know, has been known for a long time, have actually signed memos, private and secret memos within the Justice Department. And you know, you can read up this big article in the New York Times, hopefully still on the web, but they're behind a firewall after a few days. And you know, many of us have known this all along, so it's not exactly a secret. But this is coming from somebody and from somebody's Justice Department that has actually sanctioned torture. Because you know what? You know, if you put a bag over somebody's head and you put them in a room in freezing temperatures for, let's say, 3 or 4 days without food, without a blanket, and with loud metal music playing, you know, 24/7, and then having somebody pour water over your head after that bag has been placed over your head for the last 4 days. You know, I'm not sure. I know this government does not recognize that as torture, but I probably would. And if it happened to you, you would probably view it as such as well. And for a sitting president to come out and say and blatantly lie about this is an absolute outrage. And what's even more outrageous is that American citizens are not standing up against this calamity. I mean, what are we? What are we? What have we become? This is, it's unconscionable. So, wake up, America, and this government needs to go, and it needs to go really soon. Sorry, I'm really upset. And I have every reason to be upset, and so should you be upset.